Louisiana beer reviews. Książęce Czerwony. Lager. It's a Vienna lager. It says Gatunik, Vienna lager. And it shows hop cones and copper kettles. It's 4.9% alcohol. It is 20 bitterness units. And it is called a red lager. It's a specialty product from Tychy Brewery in Tychy, Poland. Tychow, when the Germans had it until 1918, the Prussian Germans. Okay, so it was ruled in 1629. The brewery was started, and it was under the control of the Austrian Habsburg German family. Okay, Tychow. Then they lost it in a war in 1742 to Prussia, and the Prussians from northern Germany, that German state, controlled it. And then when Prussia created the German Empire in 1871, it was part of that. Okay, and then after the First World War, or the World War Part 1, Poland got control of it in 1921 after a vote of the people, and they chose to join Poland. All right, well, anyway, enough of the history lesson. It shows the crown for the Duke, back when they had dukes over there. And this was sent to me by Doug in Virginia. Thank you, Doug. He bought this in New Jersey, though, on a road trip. So this is a nice big bottle, 500 milliliter bottle. And it uses Pilsner and caramel malt and bitter and aroma hops, but they don't name the hops. 63 out of 100 on Untapped. Saying it's all right. Beer Advocate only has 3 ratings, so it doesn't have enough for an average. And Rate Beer says, no, it's horrible. It's a 9 out of 100, a 9. And the style is only a 30. And now the company, I was looking at the website, is saying, tilt the glass for this beer and pour it in this kind of stem glass. They show a slightly different design, but it's similar to this. Okay. I noticed this hexagonal situation here. Now this is a brown bottle, but it's European brown, which means it's sort of green. It doesn't protect the beer as much as the American brown bottle. So you get this hexagonal thing. You see, that could indicate skunking, but it may not be. Okay, Vienna Lager. And there's a big write-up about Vienna Lager, which was apparently started around 1841 in Vienna, Austrian Empire, and it got very popular in Mexico when that story there in the mid 1800s. There's a whole history of why it got popular in Mexico, and then they say it's still most popular down there. And then you have these red. There was a Dos Equis Roja, a red lager, which was great. Okay, so it's not so clear. It's a little hazy, like tea or rust red. Sort of type thing. All right. Now they were saying that when they started Vienna lagers, they were top fermented like ales, but they had to age them a long time, and so they lagered them, cellared them, and that's how I got the name for these. And they were saying that the caramelized malts give it the red color. Yeah, you get that red thing. There's also an Irish red that they make, Irish style red beer. This company, and there's an 8% Baltic porter, which is definitely a lager type porter. So they were saying on this company's website it's sort of like a hybrid style. You get the tea-like notes that you get from these red lagers, tea, like tea leaves, tannins. You'll find that in the which you can't ever find anymore. Murphy's Irish Red Ale has that. Okay, let's go. Yeah, so it's like tea and brown bread crust. So let's go with the taste. Cheers. 4.9% alcohol. Thanks again, Doug. Yes, very familiar flavor. There's a number of video reviews, but there's only 2 in English. The rest are in Polish, so I can't watch them. So 20 IBUs mean, oh, it's really prickly carbonation in the chest. 20 IBUs means it's going to be a lot more bitter than what we're used to with American lagers. Prickly carbonation on the tongue, nice lacing here. Just like with the Lady Wells, where it got changed to Murphy's Irish Red. Not so much the Dos Equis Ambar. That has a little bit of this tea kind of thing going, but the Dos Equis Roja was much more like this. Like a strong tannin, almost tobacco, Levi Garrett chewing tobacco thing. I don't guess people like the Roja too much. It was only put out for a little bit, I guess, to see what people thought. I loved it, but I guess a lot of people said, oh, this stuff tastes nasty, you know. Vienna lagers are not really popular in the United States. They said on the website they aren't really popular in Europe, especially if you go to Vienna. They pretty much don't eat Vienna sausage or drink Vienna lagers. Rather light body, so low medium, almost a light body, just straight up light, mostly dry finish. So sweetness scale. Now, Tyskie Brewery, you've heard of them. They make their famous Tyskie beer, but this is like their specialty line. There's a cherry ale they make. There's a Weizen, so other kind of wheat beers. Like I said, a Baltic Porter. There's some NA beers, which I wouldn't want to try, and so forth. All right. Sweetness scale. 2 out of 5 sugar cubes. Bitterness scale, 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. So it's actually more bitter than sweet. It's very thirst quenching. A 9 out of 100. Really? Okay. I think they're crazy at rate beer. 9 out of 100. Let's try 90 out of 100, which makes more sense. This is a fabulous beer. It's not super fabulous. It's excellent. I wouldn't say most excellent, but yeah, an A- for sure. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, an A- beer, super enjoyable. I could say, well, kind of that twanginess, that kind of weird tea leaf thing isn't the greatest, but then it is the style. So it could be I have a style issue with it. It's not really my style, but Victoria beer from Mexico is a really fabulous Vienna lager at only 4% alcohol. Very similar in flavor to this. Maybe that one has a little bit more like bread crust taste more than tea leaves. Excuse me. So Les Bon Temps Relais, a 90 out of 100 A-. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to I can't say, I say in Tyczow is the way I'm saying it, but Poland, and take a tour of the Tyskie Brewery.